Hi, I hope you're having a great day. We're going to take a look at some of the markets here. The dollar's in a downtrend, and it looks like it's just going to continue lower from here, so still bearish the dollar. Cocoa has really exploded to the upside, and that looks like it's going to continue much higher from here. So stay bullish on cocoa. Um, up 108 today. So cocoa is going to continue higher, it looks like. December coffee. I think coffee is put in a low. So coffee will probably continue higher from here. The 10-10 bands are just starting to turn up. The stochastic's pointing up. So coffee looks higher from here. I expect that to continue higher. I guess that's enough said. I don't know what else to say about it. The low's in, I think. I always got to throw that I think in there because you get in trouble if you don't. Because then when you're wrong. Okay, sugar. I think sugar's right at the low here. This is looks like a bottom in sugar, and sugar's just going to head up from here. I mean, it looks pretty obvious. The stochastics is turned up, so a bottom's in for sugar. Natural gas. And when I say a bottom's in for sugar, I mean probably in. Again, I always got to throw that in there. Anyway, sorry about that. Um, Natural gas. I think this is just a double bottom, kind of a double bottom here, and a bullish divergence on the stochastics. And I think natural gas is going to head higher from here, so I expect a bottom to come in anytime in natural gas. So natural gas is in a downtrend, but I think it's at a bottom. So that's the. We'll be looking to buy that one if it turns up. Crude oil is in an uptrend, and the bands are pointing higher, and everything's bullish for natural gas, or I'm sorry, crude oil. Now, this market could, this looks a little toppy here. If it breaks the 10-10 bands and heads lower, there are going to be pullbacks in these markets. So, I mean, this could be at a short-term top here, and it could pull back like it pulled back here. But I think it's just going to be a pullback in an uptrend. So, there might be some sell signals coming in on that, but I don't think I'd get. I don't think. One reason I wouldn't be getting too bearish on any of these markets is because silver and gold look like they're going to continue higher, and that normally brings the other commodities up with it. Now silver, six bars above the band, 6 full bars above the 10-10 bands. So this market has all the looks that it's going to continue higher. It could pull back a little more here, but I think it's just going to head kind of straight up like corn did a few months ago. So bullish silver and bullish gold. Again, today's a little bit of down day, but they're going to have some down days in there. They're not always going to go like this is pretty typical here. This just looks like a bull flag in gold here. Gold making a couple bars above the bands, bull flag, and then it'll probably head higher from here. So expect higher prices in gold. And I think these markets have, I think gold and silver are going to head sharply higher, which I think there's a lot of upside potential in all these markets we're looking at here, except for the dollar's going to head lower. And, there'll be some markets heading lower, but mostly, um, okay, that's not showing. Sometimes this bar chart, I look at the chart so much, it'll show like yesterday's chart, it'll bring it back up. It's probably my computer doing that or whatever, but let's see, that didn't have today's action on it for live cattle, but live cattle is well, this one doesn't either. Doggone it. Live cattle, we were short, but I really think the trend is up on that. So we got out of that in the premium newsletter today, and today live cattle's up. So I think there's a good chance that live cattle will head higher from here. Okay, that chart's not showing today's bar for some reason, but today it's up 0.42. So I think live cattle, this could just be an uptrend and a counter trend correction, and I think live cattle is probably going to head higher from here. And then lean hogs, I think lean hogs is right at a bottom. It's oversold, and the stochastics is hooked up. So it came down into this low, and it's made some sideways bars here, and I think lean hogs, the bottom's probably in. This 14-day stochastics is hooked up. I think the low is in. I think the low is in on these bars here. But again, it could come back down here and make another little lower low. There's nothing saying that the exact bottom's in, but I think we're very close to the low if the bottom's not already in. Okay, orange juice. I'm looking at a few different markets I don't always look at, but orange juice I think is at a major bottom, so we've been kind of keeping an eye on that lately. And orange juice made the bars above the bands. It came down here and tested the lower band here, and now I think orange juice is going to head higher from here. So that's another one. Everything's kind of bullish. The grains, the grains are in a long-term bull market, but they might be the ones that's going to pull back. But if they do, it will just be a correction in a bull market. Let's see, corn is down a little bit today. The stochastics point down. I wouldn't be surprised to see corn pull back, but that will just be a correction in the uptrend. Let me put the 50-day moving average on here if I can. Let's see here. I think the 50-day moving average would be a good place to look for support. And again, if it's a big correction, it could go below the 50-day. That wouldn't necessarily turn me bearish. But here's the 50-day moving average. It's well, I can't tell the number because it's giving me the 10-10 band numbers up there. But anyway, probably about $7.50 a bushel. So this market could correct 50 cents or so and still be, you know, I'd be bullish. I'd be looking to buy it around here if it came down here and then turned up. And it could just head higher from here. It really hasn't made a sell signal yet for me. So basically it's in an uptrend. It's sideways. It could just head up or it could correct lower and then head up. But either way, stay bullish on corn. I'm staying bullish on corn. So I would just be looking to take buy signals in grains. One thing about the grains is we took the big part. So far we got long kind of right at the bottom, and we took the big move out. We got almost out right at the top. So I'm kind of staying out of grains right now because it was just we'll go back and look at the corn chart because that was a little more obvious. Beans was probably about the same, but here's one thing about my newsletters as I try to do is and in my trading is and you know everybody tries to do it, but it's not easy to do all the time because the thing is we got long like right here, and it was pretty obvious here that corn was basing and there was a good chance for a big move up. Now right now I'm staying, and we got out right up here at the top on corn so far. So we're missing a little of the upside. Matter of fact, I think we got it out up here. So we almost nailed the top. But you know, it has gone a little higher. But this is kind of unclear territory up here. So that's why I think it's just better to be out, even if we do miss a little bit of upside, because we've already caught a big move up. And when it's kind of unclear what's going on, that's a good time to stay out. Even though it's hard to stay out when you're extremely bullish in market, because you know you start seeing $9, $10, $11 bushel corn in your head. You know, you start imagining this thing's going to just keep gapping up, and it's hard to be out of a market that you're extremely bullish on. But right now I think the grains is just good to be out until they totally clear up. And I think what'll happen is if say corn does pull down to the 50-day moving average here, it'll be pretty obvious then that that's a buy, and then it'll probably turn up and give a real obvious buy signal. And so the picture in the grains will clear up. Right now it's obvious the grains are bullish, but it's not so obvious which way they're going to trade in the near term. So it's just a good time to stay out of the markets. That's a little thought for the day. Now, I mean, beans still look extremely bullish with that 50-day moving average. So beans could just continue. I mean, these markets could just continue higher. But again, right now, I just as soon be out and be kind of waiting for a correction. The stochastics is making a bearish divergence here. And this thing could turn down and come back and test the 50-day moving average. So still bullish beans, but kind of waiting until it clears up to really make a move in the premium newsletters. Wheat, same picture as the other grains. Big bull market. We're going to be getting long again. And of course, bar chart brings up cocoa. So let's see if wheat comes up here. Come on, wheat. Okay, December wheat. Okay, now wheat is kind of getting right close to that 50-day moving average. And when the 50-day moving average is in a strong uptrend like that, good chance that's going to be support. So we might be buying wheat right at, you know, in here somewhere. Again, take it day by day, just see what happens. This thing could just shoot up from here. It could come down here and test. So right now, with wheat being sideways, I've just been staying out of the market. That one, again, we got in right here at the low. We got out right at the high. So I'm in no hurry to get back in this one, even though I'm extremely bullish. We're just going to sit out. And especially this is the time of year where, you know, it's harvest time. And even though they're probably not going to get a lot of harvest with what's been going on, who knows how that'll turn out. But this is just a good time of year to be really cautious. Same thing for oats. Extremely bullish picture. A lot of bars above the bands. Sideways action. This thing could just continue right higher from here, but it could pull back down here to the 50. So I'm just kind of staying out of oats right now. So that's kind of what's going on today, and we'll take another look at things tomorrow or the next day or whenever it looks good. So thanks for listening to my video.